Well, we have been mooch stocking for about a month now. We're at our in-laws' property. We have gone through quite a bit since we started basically boondocking, mooch docking, but really full-time RVing on October 31st. That was the day we moved out of our apartment.
Explain what mooch stocking is.
Mooch stocking is when you roll up in your relatives, good friends, acquaintances' property and you plug into their power and you learn how to dump your tanks in their septic field correctly, not just dumping into, just the environment. We actually have a system we use. That is mooch stocking. So it's not complete mooch stocking. We're making sure we're handling our part of the bills, but it has been a journey the last 3 weeks, and we have been learning a lot since we started full-time RVing this time. Last time we did it in a travel trailer in Southern California. This time we're doing it in our coach in southwestern Michigan. Lake Michigan is not far from here. Chicago is not far from here. So we get all of the wind and all of the cold. And what an adventure November's been for us.
When we first moved in on October 31st, it was crazy weather.
It was.
It was snowing, it was windy, it was cold, and we were like, okay, we're going to do this.
We plugged in, and because we had 50 amp plug installed, and we got plugged in, we got everything hooked up, we were going about just getting set up and moving some things in, and all of a sudden all these little beepers and buzzers started going off, and that's because our batteries were dying. And we quickly realized that we had a power problem. We checked our 50 amp, everything was great. We ended up having to call service since the coach is under warranty, but at this point, we had just had it in service for a month for other things.
We just got it that day.
Yes.
From having all the work done to it.
Right. We picked it up, we brought it back, we took all the time to park it, and then that goes out. We got a field service out. They went through all the electrical. The whole time we thought it was the inverter, and we just found out it was actually the transfer box that tells it to work off of generator power or work off of shore power.
So right now it's rigged. It's got a piece, like a shim, a wooden
wood.
shim in there.
And it holds the power open so it runs. One of the words God's been putting on both of our hearts lately is resilience and persistence, and we're learning both because every day we have to reset this power. You have to lift the bed up, and she gets under there and resets the inverter herself, and everything comes back on.
Just another thing that we are learning how to trust in God is that we were told when he left, if you smell smoke coming out from underneath your bed,
just pull the stick out.
Just pull the stick out. So we're thinking every night when we go to bed, it could start a fire right underneath where we're sleeping. But it hasn't yet, so thank God.
Right, and we're going to be getting it fixed on Tuesday. I guess the part will be in. They're going to come out and fix it. And hopefully that will end that saga. Everything else has been really good. We've been using electric heaters just to kind of keep the coach warm, so we're not running fully on propane, which puts a lot of moisture into the environment, and that's kind of the fight during the winter.
So we're also going to show you what we've done to try to block out the wind, because the wind has been crazy here.
Yes, we are in what we've affectionately called the bear den, or the bear cave. Basically, think of a carport, like a vinyl carport that's supersized. It's 40 feet long, 16 feet tall, and 14 feet wide.
It's huge. This is what's cool. The weather was really crazy when we first moved in here, but then God gave us like a week of warm 70-degree weather. The sun was shining. We were able to put this giant shelter up with the help of my mom's sister and her husband working very hard to help us put this together. And then we were able to put the canopy over it, the tarp over it.
This is one of the great parts of living in. So we went from downtown Kalamazoo in our apartment. We were right downtown. And people would barely even say hello to you there unless you engage them first. And we had, before COVID, we had all these great things, a community we thought we could be part of there. Never really materialized. But now we're out in the middle of a bunch of cornfields in Lawton, Michigan, And when this was going on, I was working, so Jen was here, remote working during the day, but then my brother-in-law chipped in, my sister-in-law chipped in, his dad, the neighbor came over and helped. Other people have come in and helped. Just in the neighborhood here, I think we've already met more people in 3 weeks than we probably met that whole year living in downtown Kalamazoo.
It's just a different mindset, everyone
Yeah.
helping each other and
Yeah.
watching each other's backs, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But also, in order to keep out the cold from underneath of our camper, we have put Reflectix skirting
Right.
around the bottom of
Yeah.
the rig,
Yeah.
and that is keeping the warmth in. We also have daisy chained
Work lights.
Work
so
lights.
basically just shop lights with 70-watt bulbs, light bulbs, not LED, just regular bulbs. They run across, so when it gets below a certain temperature, we can plug these lights in. They reflect off under there, and it will raise the temp. We've been told, we haven't had to use it yet, but we've been told it'll raise the temp about 20 degrees. The longer we leave them on, the more warmth we'll get. But it's been kind of neat that the heat from the coach that goes through the floor with the reflectives already, even on the days where it's been really windy and cold outside in the mid-20s, under the coach has been almost 50 degrees.
And we know this because we have thermometers under the coach,
Right.
in the water
And we can
closet.
post a link to those. They're Govee Bluetooth thermometers, and they look at humidity, they look at temperature. We have one where our water connection is outside. We have David again, our brother-in-law.
Our brother-in-law, he built us like a little
house.
house.
It's like
for,
a shed. I think an animal could live in there if it wanted to.
for the water spigot, and he
Yep.
heat taped the whole water spigot.
Yep. And then we heat tape our supply hose, so if it goes below 38 degrees, that turns on with a thermostat, heats that hose, and I've found on the days where it's heated the hose, the temperature in our water connection closet on the rig actually has gone up to about 56 just from the heat from that heat tape. So that was encouraging. We've been pretty excited that so far some of those things have worked out fantastic, even with the issues that we've had with the coach.
So our water supply hose that's coming into the rig is heat taped, then foil taped, and then it has
And then
styrofoam
or rubberized styrofoam insulation wrapped around that.
so that when it gets down into the really cold temperatures that it won't freeze up. And we also have tank heaters on our rig, so we should
which
be really
we haven't even had to use yet, thankfully.
but we should be really good for the winter. So
Yeah.
all of you that were worrying about us and how we were going to survive a winter in Michigan living in this RV, it has its ups and downs and little quirks, but there are ways that we can stay warm, and so we've been really grateful that we've been able to do that so
Yeah.
far.
And we've gotten Jen, maybe we can share some pictures. We have our little tree up over to the side. Jen has a little office space that she's created for working remotely. I'm still going back and forth to work every day, but there's days I'm sure Jen feels it more than I do, where it feels pretty claustrophobic in here. So we're actually working on something to roll the door up during the day. So
The door of the shelter.
the
that
door
we're
of the
in.
shelter that we're in, so Jen can easily go out, pull a rope, wrap it, and then drop it down very
And
easily.
I can see some daylight, maybe
And maybe
if it
some people going
snows,
by,
or
right?
maybe on nice days I can look outside.
Yep. Our dog Maddie, she seems to adapt to pretty much anything. As long as we're around, she's happy. And there's chickens around here, so she's grown fond of chasing chickens because they roam free. The rooster doesn't really care for her, and really neither do the chickens, but it's kind of fun to watch her
It's
run
like a
and chase
sport
them. Yeah.
for Maddie. She's not going to eat them.
Right.
She doesn't even know what to do with them, but she likes to chase them.
Yeah, she gets close to them, then she kind of freaks out. But it's definitely kind of fun and interesting to watch, and it's our cheap entertainment.
And every night we've been able to have dinner with my sister and her husband
Yeah.
and our nephew, and so that's been a blessing. They are on their walk with Jesus too, so that's been a blessing to just kind of do life side by side.
We get to do fellowship every night, and
Yeah.
we just watched the whole series, first season of The Chosen, which was great.
We're about ready to do a study, I think, Craig Rochelle's Alter Ego. We're about ready to do a study with that. We've been spending a lot more time with God, obviously, because we're not out and about doing a whole lot. And so he's just kind of, we're in a waiting, like a holding pattern, waiting to see what he does and where he's going to send us and what he's going to have us do. We know some people that have ministries and ministry work we can plug into, so we're looking forward to doing that here and there. But we really believe that God is working even in the waiting, and he's working on us, and we might just be already in our first mission.
Yeah,
it's just doing life. Discipleship is just doing life, sharing your journey with other people on their journey, and we've been able to do that and to share the ups and downs of our daily life with the family where we're staying. So.
Right. So most people full time and run south, which would have been great.
It would have been great to go south.
Nothing wrong with that. I envy you, but God had different plans for us, and for now, and we probably right now it seems like we're still going to be in Michigan for the foreseeable future, but we are definitely open to whatever God's got for us. We're going to go. So right now our plan is probably be in Jackson in April again. But I'm not sure if we're going to be back there after this season. So
we'll see.
We'll see.
Man makes plans and God laughs.
God laughs, right?
So.
Like your inverter goes out and you think you're going to be toasty and you're going to chase electrical demons, but hey, that's part of the journey and part of working on resilience. So.
And God always comes through.
He does.
He always provides. We've got some good space heaters. We're staying warm.
Yep. Yeah, we have not been like frozen, so and
even
I'm losing body weight, so I need all the heat I can get.
But so please continue to pray for us and let us know how we can pray for you. Leave us a comment below.
Yeah.
Or if you know us personally, our phone numbers. Just give us a text or a phone
call, whatever you. I might answer even. You never know.
All right, take care, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.